Today we are talking about performance and all the different things that go into that. And a lot of people, like I said before, think that getting on stage is nothing more than stepping up and spitting your rhymes. If you want to do that, you'll be like every other terrible rapper that has a terrible live show, okay? What I'm going to give you is some basics on microphone dynamics, vocal projection, stage presence, little things like that. It's a lot of information, so you might want to go back and kind of break it down little by little to get it. But first thing to understand is this is your microphone. You guys can hold it up. This is your friend, okay? If he's your friend, you want to be nice to your friend. If you have a friend, you don't want to beat up your friend. You don't want to throw your friend on the ground. You don't want to cuff your friend's head, okay? But then again, you don't want to keep your friend far out like your Pat said, you know, Bob, what's his name? Wheel of Fortune? Bob Barker. No Bob Barker rappings, okay? Okay, that's the other aspect. So what do you do with your friend? If you got your homeboy, you want to embrace him. But you want to embrace him like a man would hopefully embrace another man. You want to treat him right. So this is the biggest thing where rappers struggle, is the way they hold the microphone. Some basics of microphone dynamics to understand. First and foremost, the part that will make you sound the clearest is right here, okay? It's not here, it's not here, it's not here, 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 okay? It's literally when you project your voice straight directly into this. Let me give you an example. When you project your voice directly into that, you are going to sound the clearest, you're going to sound the loudest, you're going to save your voice when you perform. You know what I mean? I met a lot of guys when they start out like, man, by the end of my show, I've done one song, my voice hurts. Well, that's because you're not treating your friend properly. You treat your friend nicely, your friend will treat you nicely, okay? So, first thing I always tell rappers, just as a good little habit to get into, is number one, never let this part of your hand ever touch the silver, okay? But the minute you start choking up on there, the minute you've literally taken away some of the ability of your friend to be effective, okay? So what happens is, this feels unnatural because we want to hold the mic like this. And that feels weird, okay? And it looks pretty dumb too. And you shouldn't hold the mic like that because then you look all janky and you got arthritis in your arm, okay? The biggest thing I've learned to compensate for that is just to literally take your finger and rock it under there. Okay, you see what I'm doing? When you put one little pinky underneath there, it makes it feel a little more comfortable. And it allows you to hold the mic properly to where you're not choking up too high on the mic, et cetera, et cetera. That's just the basics. Now this is the other problem is that we don't know how to hold the mic. A lot of rappers, you know, what's the deal, yo? Yo, put your hand. Okay, you're talking into your fingers, okay? Nobody's hearing it. It may look cool, it feels cool. It's the worst thing you can possibly do. The greatest thing I've ever learned, because see, it's a natural, you have to learn the habit of how to hold the mic the proper distance from your mouth. That's a habit you have to learn. It doesn't come natural. Because if you notice, most people when they start off, they're swinging the mic around, they're holding it out too far, they're holding it too close. You have to keep it at the constant distance the whole time to really be effective, okay? So what I've taught people as a thing you can do to learn the proper distance, that you'll never pop the mic, you'll never make it phase out. You ever notice guys, they're all amped, they want to get on the mic, and the first thing they do is they yell. Okay, what happens? You blow the cone out on the mic, it distorts through the speakers, and then the sound man hates you, basically, and he wants to turn you off, okay? And most sound men hate rappers to begin with, so look at the sound man as your friend, okay? You want to make him go, oh, you guys are different than all the other rappers. This is what you can do to learn proper placement of the microphone, okay? Is you take your thumb, and you just stick it on the end of your chin. If you always keep your thumb on your chin, you're always keeping it the right distance from your mouth.
You do that when you're rapping?
I don't do it anymore because I know, now I have a natural habit, I know exactly where to keep it. But when you're starting out, that doesn't happen. You have to learn. So if you know, you can maybe even choke up a little bit more, it's okay. But as long as you're basically keeping that thumb on their chin right there, what happens is, and you want to do a 90-degree angle. This sounds really technical and stupid, but I'm telling you, it will make your vocals sound way clearer. If you keep this an exact 90-degree angle off your chin instead of here or here, okay, you will, number one, you'll capture all the microphone, you'll sound clearer, and you'll keep it the right distance. So I always tell guys, when you first start out and you start getting used to rocking a mic, when you're on there, just for the first year, just rock I know it feels a little weird, most people can't even tell. They can't even see it. Like if you have your thumb on your chin, they can't see it. It may feel weird and you think you look dumb. You really don't. You look actually fine because it's right behind there. But if you keep it on your chin and focus on going, like literally when you're looking down, you can see right over the top of the microphone. You're always keeping it at that 90-degree angle. Your vocals will sound clearer. You won't blow out the mic. And you'll learn how to actually rock a microphone. So like think about all the work we do into getting on that stage. We make our beats for hours, we write our rhymes for hours. You can literally trash that by not knowing how to say what you have to say effectively. This is the last and final step. This is Jesus stepping onto the boat. Okay? So that's just basic microphone dynamics of just how to hold a mic. The second thing is, and this takes a lot more time, it's practice, is learning how to project your voice properly. Okay, if you put your hand right here, if you're watching my thing, right below your rib cage, okay, there's a thing called your diaphragm. You'll feel it. Basically, it's right between where your rib cage meets. It's a muscle. And if you ever take vocal lessons, they'll tell you to sing from your diaphragm. Okay, if you sing from here, or you rap, or you speak from here, meaning you're using this part of your voice to power you, you're going to hurt your voice, and you're going to run out real quick. Okay? And that's why most people go, my voice hurts after I've spoken, I've rapped or whatever. It's because they're not learning how to come from here, they're coming from here. Okay? So how do you learn how to do that? It's tough. It takes time. But there's little things you can do, little practices you can do. In other words, if you just, even while you're just chilling or driving in your car or rolling around, and you just basically keep your hand right there where your muscle is, you'll feel that slight muscle, and you go, and you push the air out. In other words, don't force your own voice out. It's almost like you're giving yourself the Heimlich, basically, is what you're doing, okay? Just enough that you can feel the air go, In other words, it's almost like taking your muscles and you're resisting it, but you'll feel it. Did you notice how when I was talking, I went, and I just, as I was spoken, my voice got a little more authoritative? This feels really dumb. It looks silly, so you might want to do this in your closet or while no one's watching. But over time, if you learn how to practice coming from here, and stand up while you do it, because you can't, nobody sings sitting down, people sing standing up, okay? Good ways you can go, a way you can practice this is taking your vocal tone 3 different places. In other words, ha, 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 ha. If you practice that, you'll learn those are the 3 basic dynamics of rhyming. You have the low, I'm speaking. I have the ha, I'm getting more authoritative. And then the ah, I'm yelling. What's up, y'all? That's at the highest tone. What's going on? That's at my middle tone. This is my rapping tone. You see how my voice went 3 different places? Okay? Practice just not even saying words. Practice saying your words with your hand here so you can feel it. Practice basically going in those 3 different tones. And even just practice pushing in so you can, over time, this is something that people like vocal coaches teach for years. This is not something you learn overnight. But the more you can learn to come from here and not from here, the more you'll save your voice, the more you'll sound more authoritative. And I'm going to show you another really stupid trick, but when you're starting off, it's a good idea to do. These are vocal exercises to warm your voice up. You might not want to do this around your thuggish homeboys. You might want to find a spot in your car, because it looks very, anyway. But I even do this, if I haven't rapped in a week, I do vocal exercises to warm up my voice, because I know my voice isn't ready. Your voice is a muscle, okay? That's how you speak. It's a muscle. And if you don't warm your muscles up before you work out, what happens? You pull a cramp, you're not as effective. This is what it is, okay? Don't laugh. I'm going to do it. You go. I'm gonna laugh. You can laugh. You can laugh. It sounds really dumb. You should see me before I'm going on stage doing this. But you go. Yeah. That will warm up. You missed it, bro. You don't get a second play of that one. You'll have to get the tape. You go. Practice that. That's it. But you want to do it here. What that will do is actually automatically warm up your vocal cords. But you want to go high. You're doing it. But you want to feel it in the back of your throat. That's how you know you're doing it effectively. Okay? Try that at home. It will warm up your voice. This is good to do. It actually literally does help. Like, that's the #1 thing. If you ever see singers backstage, they'll be walking around backstage going, it's pretty much the funniest thing you've ever seen.